Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So, unfortunately, I have to make a pretty disheartening video. And, that is that I think the Indiana Pacers season is over. I think it's done. Our record is 24-26. We're 21st in offense, 22nd in defense. Not having Halliburton affects that a lot. But Halliburton got injured at, like, absolutely the worst fucking time possible. He's expected to be reevaluated here next week. And that's, like, the main week where trades start going down and, like, players start moving. And being that our record's only 24-26 now, I feel like we're just going to tear it down. I really do. I feel like we're going to tear it down and maybe we get something for Myles and Buddy. I understand people don't want to trade Buddy. I get there's people that don't want to trade Myles. Buddy at this point I feel is way more justifiable to keep than Myles is. Mostly because Myles I think wants more money than he's worth. And Myles is a guy that once he gets traded, I'm hoping we can get something decent in return. I don't know what that decent thing is, but I don't know. If we trade him to anybody, I would like to trade him to the Clippers for Ivanka Zubac, or maybe we trade him to the Warriors for somebody like, I don't know, Draymond Green and James Wiseman, just so the Warriors can unload Draymond's contract or Clay's contract or somebody's. I don't know who, but I get they don't fit our timeline. James Wiseman does, but the other two players don't. It's just the idea, like, maybe even Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, maybe that's a possibility. I don't know, man. But it's just the idea that, like, this whole situation went to shit very quickly once Tyrese Halliburton got injured, because he's the only reason this team wins games. And it's really not hard for the front office to just say, Tyrese Halliburton's out indefinitely with an ankle injury, and then they sit him for a month and a half, and our season goes in the shitter. And on top of it, I just think this draft class is way too fucking loaded to, be too proud and not put your pride away. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's every fucking year, it seems like Pacers fans just want to play Russian roulette with draft picks. And the last year, we finally get a pick in the top 6. Okay, I wish it was top 5, but in the top 6, and we struck gold on Benedict Mathurin. Okay, like, it's pretty sad how I, at 27 years old, was able to tell you that the Pacers were going to take Benedict Mathurin before anybody even fucking knew it. Like, I put out that video, I think, 3 weeks before anybody even fucking knew they were going to take him. And everybody's like, oh, how'd you know? Well, all this shit is on the internet. It's not hard to see. Like, I don't understand how teams fuck up the NBA draft every year when all the tape is there for you on fucking YouTube these days. I just don't. Like, ESPN had Benedict Mathurin as, like, their 11th best prospect on their top 100 board. So even ESPN doesn't fucking know. Because, like, I'm like, okay, Benedict Mathurin's ranked at 11th. He should be in the top 10. And he went at 6. So, if I can do it, there's no reason an NBA team should be fucking it up. That's all I'm saying. And I get it. There's people out there who are going to say, oh, well, Giannis was taken at 16th. And, Jokic was taken in the second round and whatever. But the problem is, like, you realize how few and far between that happens? Like, I don't think Pacers fans understand that, like, yeah, you can look at the positives and negatives of every position in the draft, okay? What it really comes down to is, do you know how to scout talent, and do you know how to develop talent? And do you know how to tell if the player you're drafting actually cares about the sport or not? Do they care enough to be good at the sport? And I think we overthink about the draft a lot as Pacers fans. I think we do. I know a lot of fans are never tankers. Oh, we don't want to tank. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. But I don't think this season was a loss. I don't. It would be one thing if we were just like the Houston Rockets, where we were just shit from the beginning of the season to the end. But we tried. Okay? You can't say that. You can't say we didn't try, because we absolutely fucking did. Okay? We came out, we were the hottest team in the NBA at one point. in the beginning of the season. We were like, wow, the Pacers are kicking people's ass. They're going to win more than 27 games. And you know what? We will. We will win more than 27 games. But it's just the idea, and that's regardless of if Tyrese Halliburton plays another game for the Pacers this year or not. We are going to win 27 fucking games, okay? But it's just the idea that, like, a lot of Pacers fans don't want to acknowledge that, you know, picking in the draft does matter to some extent. You know, it's very easy to look at two players and just say one player is better than the other right now, you know? And I think people underestimate that a little bit. Even myself, we get so caught up in college tape and how they're going to perform on the next level. Like, Shaedon Sharpe is one of those fucking dudes that it's like people looked at him and were like, yeah, he's going to be fucking great. Okay? Benedict Mathurin was the same thing. I looked at Benedict Mathurin. I was like, he's very polished. He's going to be a great NBA player. Right? Was I wrong? Like, I was wrong about Shaedon Sharpe, but I wasn't wrong about Benedict Mathurin. So, I don't know, man. I think what we need to do as Pacers fans, if you're not happy with tanking and we decide to tank, understand that this season has been a win, regardless of what you think of it, okay? Regardless of what you think of tanking, regardless of what you think of draft picks, regardless of what you think of Myles or Buddy or Duarte or TJ McConnell, okay? Or even Jalen Smith for that matter, okay? Regardless of what you think of them, this season has been a win. So that's what I'm going to call it. And you know what? I understand Pacers fans want OG Anunoby. Oh, I want OG Anunoby. I want Grant Williams. I want this, that, and the other thing. Listen, man, OG Anunoby's a great player, but he gets injured a lot. So I don't know what a trade looks like for this team to put us over the hump or to make us better or what have you. But I think for the second year in a row, Pacers fans should just shut the fuck up and let the front office do their job. You know, I'm tired of hearing people say that, oh, well, tanking isn't good for the NBA. Tanking isn't this. Tanking isn't that. Tanking is fucking great for the NBA. And as much as they don't want to admit it, it's great for the NBA. You know why it's great for the NBA? Because the more competitive teams are, the more they're going to watch. And if one season of tanking means you get a generational talent, a John Morant, a Zion Williamson, a LeBron James, a Kobe Bryant, a Shaquille O'Neal, then fucking do it. I mean, I don't understand why this is such a hard concept to understand. You know, teams should always compete and teams should always try to win. Well, you know what? Fucking Washington Wizards have been doing that for 43 years and haven't won 50 games since. So, you know what? I'm not mad. I think if I'm not mad at whatever the Pacers are doing, where, you know, if they decide to tank or if they don't, you know, I think it would require a miracle situation for the Pacers not to tank at this point. But if I'm happy with what they've done this season, you should be too. Okay? And if they tank, don't bitch. Okay? Don't bitch. It just means a high draft pick, which, you know what? I think we're competent enough where if we did get a high draft pick, we would pick the right fucking player. So you know what? Have a little faith in the front office. Have a little faith. You know what? We're going to bring out a Philly reference. Trust the fucking process. Okay? Because that's what we're in right now. The process. We are trusting the fucking process. And I don't think our process involved Myles Turner, honestly, or Buddy Hield. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. If we do decide to trade Myles and Buddy, hopefully we get a decent haul. I think we'll definitely get a decent haul for Buddy. Myles, I don't know. You know, he could go to another team and go back to being a 13-7 guy. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But if I'm happy, I think you guys should be happy. Because this season ended up being way better than any of us expected. I think we can all say that. I think none of us thought Benedict Mathurin would be as good as he is, right? None of us thought Tyrese Halliburton was. We knew he'd be good, but we didn't know he was going to be this fucking good. Okay. Andrew Nembhard ended up being amazing. An amazing second-round pick. Like, it's steal of the draft, I think. And you know what? Trust the process. Let us go draft a center. Let us go draft another guy. Let us go draft a power forward. You know what I'm saying? If Jalen Smith isn't the guy, just let us do it. I don't know if we're going to trade for Obi Toppin. It would be cool to trade for Jeremy Grant. I don't know how old is Jeremy Grant? Jeremy Grant is a very intriguing player. I'm curious. Basketball Reference. He is 28. Okay. Not the end of the world, but Jeremy Grant would be a very nice fit on this team. But it's just the idea, man. Like, trust the process. Let it happen. And we will see what the rest of the season holds. But if I have to be honest, I think our season's over. So, plus also, the Pacers are fielding calls on TJ McConnell, Duarte, Buddy, and Myles. And probably Jalen Smith and Isaiah Jackson potentially too. I don't know. Maybe not so much Isaiah Jackson or Jalen Smith, but wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Smith's name is being floated around as well because of how bad he's played this year. So, anyway, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.